It's 1928, and suspension bridges are being built all across America. New designs and new materials make for rapid construction. This is the Silver Bridge, crossing the Ohio River at Point Pleasant, West Virginia, on its opening day.
My father was vice president of the corporation that built the Silver Bridge. It was a wonderful time to be a young American boy. The Roaring Twenties, they called it, and America had never been as prosperous. They just thought nothing but the best in the future, and a wonderful time for America. The St. Mary's Citizens Band marched at the opening of the Silver Bridge. My father and mother went to that opening, and it was supposed to be a very gala event, but unfortunately right in the middle of the parade they had some rain, and everybody was running and trying to get out of the rain. That dampened the fervor of the thing and the historic impact of it.
Shortly after work commenced on the Silver Bridge, another bridge, almost identical in design, was constructed at St. Mary's, about 70 miles upstream from Point Pleasant. The bridge was formerly named the High Carpenter Bridge.
It was really ready for a big thing to happen at St. Mary's, and people were just rousing to welcome this new thing called a bridge crossing the River St. Mary's.
In a suspension bridge, the uppermost supporting chains, strung from tower to tower, are members in tension, and they exert a downwards force on the towers. The deck is supported from the cabling system using a series of vertical hangers, and these hangers are also in tension. The bridge should be designed so that the degradation of any one tension element of the structure doesn't immediately lead to collapse. Nowadays, suspension bridges use cables spun from many individual wires, but in fact the suspension chains in the High Carpenter and Silver bridges were formed out of long lengths of steel, with holes drilled out at either end. These I-bars were put together in much the same way as the links in a bicycle chain. A bolt is used to join the I-bars together. The resulting joints in the suspension chain can then move in response to the forces placed on them.
The bridges were both painted with an aluminum color and described as a beautiful silver color, although the St. Mary's Bridge never lost the name, the High Carpenter Bridge. It always had that, never alluding to the paint at all. But the Silver Bridge was very proud of that silver sheen that they got from their aluminum coat. And when the bridge was even repainted, every time, so far as I know, always silver or aluminum, but always referred to as a Silver Bridge. But the word aluminum and the fact that the Silver Bridge would be painted aluminum, I think had more of an impact on the psyche of the public than did the fact that it was steel.
But after barely 40 years, the design and materials used came to haunt them. On December the 15th, 1967, the bridge fell in less than 1 minute, with the loss of 46 lives. A 20-year-old eyewitness at the time was Charlene Wood.
I was actually on the bridge when it fell that night. I was going home from work, and a trembling of the bridge and a noise that I couldn't even describe what the noise was like. But I realized that maybe something had hit the bridge, and I decided I wasn't going to cross it. So I threw the car in reverse, and as I was backing, the car stalled on me, but it kept going. And when I was able to get it stopped, the bridge had fell in front of me, and my wheels was on the ledge there.
But what was the cause? Was it an accident, carelessness, or inadequacy in the design? The problem couldn't just be that this bridge was a suspension bridge using I-bars, because that was a known technology with many contemporary examples. The city of Pittsburgh has 3 suspension bridges spanning the Allegheny River. Known collectively as the Three Sister Bridges, All employ eye-bars in their suspension chains. They were constructed at much the same time as the Silver Bridge and are clearly still standing. They do, however, have a marked difference in their design. This one is the 6th Street Bridge. The eye-bars are configured together in clusters, meaning that several eye-bars are used to form each chain, and so the failure of any one eye-bar won't precipitate a collapse of the structure. In fact, the steel used here is of a lower strength than that used in the Silver Bridge. But these bridges are said to have a safety factor of at least 2. That means that they're designed to support more than twice the greatest expected load.